Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do just a really fun video. I've been wanting to do this video ever since I found out what was going on. So if you guys don't know already, Urban Decay announced that they were or have already discontinued the Naked palette, and if you guys follow me on Twitter, I was very upset about this. Not like I've used that palette in years, but I know I speak for a lot of people when I say that that palette really just changed my life, and I know a lot of other people's lives as well. That palette was like the beginning of an era. That palette just really got so many people into makeup, and I know so many of like my friends and like other beauty influencers and stuff. Palette like really is what got all of us where we are now. I saw Shay, that girl Shay, here on YouTube. If you guys don't know who she is, if you guys don't follow her, you guys need to. She's literally amazing. If you guys like my ColourPop swatches and stuff, you'll love her. She does like live swatches of like the ColourPop eyeshadows and like lipsticks and everything like on her eyes. It's crazy. She does so much. She is amazing. So I will link her video down below, but she did a video basically using her Naked palette for like the last time or whatever. So I wanted to do something similar to that, but I wanted to kind of throw in how I did my makeup in high school. I've actually wanted to film that video for a really long time and I never got around to it, so I thought I would just kind of do a two-in-one because I got my Naked palette in high school. Palette like literally changed my life. So this is going to be like a full-on tutorial. I will mention like what I'm using. I did pick up some of the stuff that I did use in high school, so that should be interesting. But I mean the products I had aren't that bad, so I mean it's not going to be like something crazy. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to kind of talk about like how I got my palette and like how it kind of just started everything for me. I did do my brows already because in high school I had bright ass red hair, so I don't think that would have worked today. So I did my brows off camera, it's fine. I have my original Naked palette here. This is the one that I got in like 2010 or 2011. I honestly don't remember exactly what year. I want to say it was 2010. But yeah, here it is in its all its glory. I hope I don't get pink eye. If I do, oh well. I also just found my freaking Naked 2. I loved my Naked 2, but that one's still alive and well, I believe. That one's still being sold, but yeah, I can't believe Urban Decay is discontinuing this palette. I am so sad, and I know when I tweeted it, so many people were like, that palette sucks, or like whatever. That's not the point. Okay, this palette was the beginning of an era, and I am so sad that it's being discontinued. Let me just go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I'm not going to be doing like a full-on tutorial. I literally used like 3 eyeshadows all the time. Oh, maybe I could have used this. No, I don't think so. I used to use Buck for my eyebrows a little bit and see how it looks. Let's see. Old time's sake. I felt like Buck was so much warmer. Why did I use this when I had red hair? I don't understand. I'll try to insert some pictures of me in high school throughout this video, which is crazy. Everyone says I don't look like myself from high school. I haven't gotten anything done to my face, I swear to God. So I don't know. Didn't use eyeshadow primer back then, so we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna use a little bit of our normal eyeshadow primer. But yeah, so I got my Naked palette, I believe my sophomore year of high school. To be completely honest, I never really cared about makeup. My mom was a makeup artist and she was like a makeup addict. She bought so much makeup after she was a makeup artist and stuff, like when she had me. I just always remember there being makeup in my house. I never really cared about makeup that much. I was never like that kind of person. I just used to wear like a ton of eyeliner. Setting that primer, by the way. I used to have, it's funny because besides like the drugstore makeup that I had, I would only use like Urban Decay and MAC, and that's just because my mom had it in my house. My mom really liked Urban Decay. I remember we would always go to the one that was in Macy's at the mall, and I remember she bought me like 3 of the Urban Decay eyeliners in middle school. I think it was still 0 back then. It was 0, the black one. I had a purple one, which was like their main one because like their color is purple. So I had that one, and I had a teal one. But I loved that freaking purple one so much. If you guys knew me in middle school, that's all I wore. I just wore that. I didn't wear any other makeup. I just wore that purple eyeliner in my waterline. And on top, and it was a mess. By the way, the only 3 eyeshadows I ever used, and I feel like you can kind of tell, was Naked, Buck, and Half Baked. I haven't used this palette in literally years, but so yeah, I got this palette. My mom bought it for me. Actually, I think she bought it for both of us. Like, she bought it and she was like, if I buy it, like, I have to use it, or I get to use it or something. So she bought this for me, and this was like my big first like makeup product. I mean, I had like I said, eyeliners and stuff, but I didn't really have like an eyeshadow palette. I can't remember eyeshadow palettes looking like this before the Naked palette. Like I said, my mom had a bunch of makeup in our house, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of lipsticks. She's literally just like, or I'm literally just like her now. But I remember her having like eyeshadows, quads and stuff, but I never remember there being like a palette that looked like this. And I was like, wow. And I can't remember if I wanted it because I started watching YouTube tutorials, looking for tutorials for this palette, or if I got the palette and then started watching tutorials, but I was never interested in makeup before this palette. So when I say that this palette literally changed my life, it did, because if it wasn't for this palette, I would have never looked up tutorials or anything to having to do with makeup. I would have just been still watching freaking Charlie the Unicorn and Shoes and freaking Fred forever. So yeah, I started looking up like ways to use this palette and stuff, and that is what got me into like tutorials and looking at like the beauty part of YouTube. And it's crazy, like I literally only watched I'm taking Buck now. I was taking Naked, I'm taking Buck. I literally only watched like 4 people on YouTube, and that was Rachel Whitehurst. I love her till this day. I still love her so much. She was the reason I even watched YouTube. I love Rachel so much. She was like my biggest inspiration when starting YouTube. I watched Emily June, and then I love her as well. It's so funny because like now I've like talked to her and stuff, and it's crazy because she was literally like the first person I ever watched on YouTube. And then I watched Bethany Moda, Makeup by Tiffany D, and I feel like that's it. Like those were the first people. Oh, and Bunny. But Bunny, well, that was like, yeah, kind of Bunny did like tutorials and stuff back then, but I don't even know. I know specifically that Rachel used this palette though, because I remember that so vividly. Never really wore like too much makeup. I didn't even do my eyeshadow like that often, but if I did, it's usually if I like woke up early enough, which didn't happen very often. But anyways, this is like, okay, I'll put the picture on here, but this is the look that I'm gonna kind of be going for today, because that was like my signature look. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Half Baked, which was my fucking shit back then. Wow, I loved this eyeshadow so much. Just remember like getting this palette, and I would like do my makeup in front of like my mirror, and I would like talk to myself and like pretend that I was doing tutorials. And like ever since I got this palette, like I just wanted to do like makeup tutorials, and I got so into makeup afterwards. Like it's crazy. I took a little bit of Smog too. I kind of mixed them. I don't know if I would have gotten into makeup and stuff if it wasn't for this palette. I'm gonna wet this eyeshadow a little bit. These shadows like aren't they're old. They're like 8 years old, you guys. I feel like they're kind of dry, but it's fine. You get the point, okay? Pretty much all I did. I also used to use the Maybelline gel eyeliner. This one, I actually still use this. It's kind of dried out though, so we'll see how it works. I didn't do like a huge wing, I just did like a little wing. And I still have the eyeliner brush. This is the e.l.f. angled eyeliner brush. Just did a little tiny wing. Like how fast I did that wing. I also used to use like this other eyeliner that like it was from L'Oreal, and it literally looked like a marker. It had like an angled tip. It was like the weirdest thing. I think I got it at Big Lots at the time because it was probably discontinued then. I've been using this Maybelline gel liner forever. Pretty sure those eyeliners are not even. But you know, since this is how I did my makeup in high school, I honestly doubt they were ever even to begin with. So high school, I honestly didn't wear foundation or anything, like nothing. I would just put on blush, lipstick, and go. But for the sake of the video, I went out and bought what I used to use if I did wear something on my face. I think this is the same. They changed the packaging. I know they had it the same packaging for like the longest time. When I worked at Ulta, they still had that same packaging, but this is the NYX BB Cream. Oh, this is, yeah, BB Cream. So I got this shade Natural. So let's see how this looks. I haven't used this in years. I feel like this did nothing. Just added a little bit of color to my face, but this is, wow, I look like I'm in freaking high school again. Taking a little bit more. I for sure did not use a brush either. I just used my fingers, but it's fine. Oh, actually, you know what? It doesn't look that bad. It kind of looks like my It Cosmetics one that I use. I'm not mad at it. Wow, why did I ever stop using this? I love BB creams. I'm like a BB cream whore. You know what? It doesn't look bad at all. My skin actually looks really nice. Concealer, I used the Maybelline Age Rewind, and I still use that till this day. So nothing's really changed there. I also used to use some Neutrogena one, I think. I don't really remember, but I know for sure I used it was either this one. I don't remember if Fit Me came out when I was in high school, but I used Fit Me too. But that might have been after high school. I don't really remember. Naked Palette came out. I really felt like I was that bitch. Like, nobody, well, at least I don't know. I didn't know anybody that had the palette, so I was like, wow, my makeup is kind of popping. Like, I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing. And at the time, like in 2010, 2011, I felt like I looked pretty poppin'. I don't remember if I used to set my concealer. But again, I was 15, and I probably didn't have under eye creases, so I'm just gonna set that, because if I don't now, I will crease. I didn't wear bronzer. I don't even think I knew what bronzer was. But I went out and bought the blush that I used to use, which was MAC Warm Soul. This was like my everything before I got Luminoso. And I feel, you know what? I feel like this blush doesn't look the same like it used to. I remember I swatched it a while back and I was like, this doesn't look like Warm Soul. So I'm wondering if they like changed it or like something, but it doesn't look like it. I don't know. But this is it. This was the blush that I used to wear all the time. So I used this like as a bronzer, I guess. Oh, you know what? Wow, that looks so pretty. I'm shook. Wow, why did I ever stop using this blush? Is this not like a mean blush? This is what started the blush color trend that I use all the time. But yeah, I just remember just like swiping this everywhere. I was always wearing a lot of blush, I feel like. And yeah, that was it. So weird without bronzer or anything. It's like, oh my god, I love this blush. Wow. I think it's still the same color because it's so pretty. Mascara, I obviously didn't wear. Oh, you know what? I didn't do my lower lash line. I did used to do my lower lash line. I remember I used to take Buck and I think Dark Horse. There we go. And put that on my lower lash line. For mascara, I used whatever I could get my hands on at home. My mom would always buy like those variety packs of the mascaras like during Christmas at Sephora. So I would always just take one of those. So they're always like a high-end one, but I remember I used to use Maybelline. I used Maybelline a lot in high school. I don't remember exactly. I know it was like the double-ended one. It was like the one with like the primer or whatever. I know I think falsies came out during high school too. I literally just used like whatever I could find. I remember I used to like switch between 3 different lipsticks, MAC Red, MAC Hang Up, and then Lime Crime Stiletto, which was like the black lipstick. But I went with MAC Hang Up. I know I have this lipstick somewhere in my house, but honestly I didn't want to look for it. It's somewhere. I know I have it, but I just went and got a new one. So I remember when I bought this lipstick, I was so excited. I loved it so much. Wore the hell out of this lipstick. Or when I got this, I actually had gone to MAC, and this was already kind of like when I was really starting to get into makeup. I think I was 16 at the time, and I went to the MAC counter and like a Macy's. And if you guys kind of live in like the LA County area, I remember I went to the MAC counter at the Point of Hills Mall Macy's, and I was like, I came with my makeup like kind of done, and I wasn't like planning on like, I just had done it like for the day. And I like started talking to the girl, and like she was like, oh my god, like how old are you, blah blah blah. And I was like, I'm 16. And she's like, oh my god, like when you're 18 you should come back and like apply. So I was like, holy shit, like I'm gonna work for MAC. I ended up applying to MAC. I don't know why, I just never felt like by the time I was 18 the timing was just really bad, and I never applied, and I don't know why. But anyways, MAC hang up was my shit. I loved it. Did wear MAC red a lot. I loved wearing red lipstick, which is weird because I feel like I never wear red lipstick. I never wore nudes, like ever. I always either had MAC, like I'm telling you, like those 3 lipsticks on. I also used to use the red one like from Revlon. It was like those stick ones. I think they still have them, because I remember I wanted to start doing like YouTube in high school, but I was obviously scared. Like I didn't want people from high school like finding it. I remember I made a tutorial, and it was when like I was on Tumblr, and I used to like post pictures. It was really funny though. I ran like a black and white blog on Tumblr. I would get asked to do tutorials on my makeup, and I'm like, my pictures are in black and white. How are you guys even knowing like what I look like or like what my makeup looks like? But I remember I made a tutorial and I posted it on Tumblr. It has now been deleted. I remember though it was on my YouTube channel that I have now. I have deleted it since then. I think I deleted it like immediately. I don't even think I talked, like I think I just did my makeup. This is how I did my makeup in high school. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. Like I feel like I would wear this now with like some bronzer or something, or like a contour, like something. I need something. I feel like my face isn't like sculpted or anything. And my brows obviously look nicer now too. I didn't have brows in high school. I also was a redhead, and I feel like a redhead wasn't really my fit at the time. I feel like I could probably pull off being a redhead now, but at the time I just looked like a hot mess. So anyways, this video was so much fun. I've honestly wanted to do this video for so long, and I thought what better way to do it, like saying my little goodbyes to the Naked palette. Obviously I'm not throwing this away or anything, I'm keeping it, and I do have a backup as well. But I just wanted to say my final goodbyes and use the Naked palette on my channel. I don't even think I've ever used it on my channel because I didn't use it when I started it. Like I already had kind of gotten over it at the time. But I thought I would say my final goodbyes to the palette that really started it for me. I can't believe it's discontinued. Like I thought this palette would never be discontinued, ever. I thought this palette would live forever. But thank you to the Naked palette for starting the beginning of an era for so many people. Like I said, I don't think I would have ever gotten into makeup. Really into music at the time. I would probably did that, or I wanted to be a psychiatrist. So I don't think I would have ever done anything with makeup if it wasn't for this little palette right here. So thank you, Urban Decay, for giving us a wonderful run with this palette. I will miss you. I will miss seeing you in the stores. I remember even just when I was working at Ulta, I would still get like really nostalgic. Like I would just get happy looking at it when I would like do the planos and stuff at work, and like doing like the ad sets and everything. And yeah, this little baby right here started it all. Thank you to my mom for buying this for me like when I was 15. This was expensive. I think it was, well, I don't think it was 50. I know they're 54 now, but I don't remember it being 54 when I was in high school. I think they were 49 if I'm not mistaken. Am I crazy? Did I like just imagine this? Like I'm pretty sure they used to be $49. Even then it was still expensive, so thank you, Mom. It was just like a really fun video to film, and you know, I don't look half bad. I'm not shocked. I actually really like the NYX BB Cream. I'm gonna keep using it. Comment down below if you had, when you got your Naked palette, or if you ever got it, and like did you get it in high school? Did you use it in high school? I don't know. Just leave me comments down below of your like memories with the Naked palette. I just want to like read them and like be nostalgic with you guys. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in my next video.